Hey out there. Hope everybody's doing great, and I appreciate, as always, watching these Coaches Corners. I hope they help, and love to hear any feedback or any topics that you would like to talk about or like me to talk about. Recently, actually this was last year, I was taking over as a temporary manager. I was an interim manager for a team, and it was going to be a 3-month situation, and this is something that we do is staff and manager and leader augmentation. So not long after I started, my I guess you would call him my sponsor, my boss, wanted to have a personnel meeting with me, and he was going through my team, and towards the end of it, there was a person who he wanted me to fire, and this was 3 days into the assignment, and I perplexed. I said, well, why are we firing this person? And he, gave a list of reasons. And I said, well, can I see the person's file? I mean, have we talked to this person about it? Does this person know that he has these problems? I mean, has he been counseled at all? And he said, he'd have to get back to me. So when I got the file, there was nothing in there. There was no documented conversations. There was no there was no feedback to the employee at all. His last an annual review was about 6 months old, but it was a good review. I mean, it wasn't a 5 out of 5, but the guy, I think, got a 3.7 out of 5. And so I couldn't do it. And I said, look, I apologize, but I'm not going to come in and fire someone when there's virtually no documentation. Number one, I think it would be a potential for litigation against the company for this employee if he chose to. But number two, I think it sends an awful message that you've brought me in as this temporary manager and I'm firing somebody on, day 5. I said, how about you give me a month to work with this guy and let's see what's really going on and let's see how things go. And reluctantly, he gave me the chance, and I sat down and I had the conversation with the person and said, look, I'm going to tell you, here's what's happening. They wanted you off the team, and here's what they cited as the reasons why. What do you think? And in addition to being shocked, the guy was genuinely hurt emotionally. He's like, I don't understand why nobody would take the time to tell me this. I don't understand why no one had bothered to share this with me. I don't understand why you, who've only been here for 5 days, are having this conversation with me now. And I said, man, I don't understand any of that either. However, here we are, and let's figure out a way that we can start working through this instead of worrying about how we got here. So the guy was very coachable. He was extremely grateful that we had this conversation, and he turned out to be a really, really good employee. There were some kind of friction or some kind of communication breakdown in between this employee and my predecessor, the person that I replaced. So they just weren't on the same page, but it wasn't either one of them was doing anything wrong. Bringing this up to you guys is if you're hiring new managers and somebody leaves and somebody new comes in, do not assign them to go fire someone that has been left and even gotten positive feedback over the past little while. It's horribly unfair to the employee, to the new manager, to everyone involved. So if there's someone who doesn't need to be on the team, then deal with it and not make the new manager deal with it. And that's especially true if it's an interim or a reorganization thing. We shouldn't reorganize and then have people get fired. If it's part of the reorganization, that's one thing, but it shouldn't be fired for performance based on a new manager taking over. That's just a terrible thing to do. So hope it helps. See you soon.